Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new season of Inside the Big Dynasty League. Season 5.
Whoa!
Or as our Mexican friends say, Cinco.
Cinco.
Yes.
Our viewers on Telemundo appreciate that.
I know. Hello, Telemundo. We're going to mix things up this year. We're going to try to keep things going a little quick, a little fresh.
A little zip, a little doodah.
Little zippity, a little bit of doodah, but not too much of either.
Increasing the structure a little bit, but keeping the loose format.
Yep, and still keeping it relevant for you.
Our lovely viewers who we love. All right, let's get into recapping last week's Mama Matchup of the Week.
Mama Matchup of the Week.
Oh, that felt good.
Oh, yeah.
Back.
We're back.
Last week's Mama Matchup of the Week was what, Kamish?
The matchup of the week of week 1 was none other than the Scarlet Pimps versus the Chili Slingers.
The Scarlet Pimps. That
Chili
man, break this down for us, please.
This was a really good matchup. I believe it was the closest matchup that we had last week. Scarlet Pimps with an 8-point win over the Chili Slingers. Both teams had a very balanced structure. The Pimps were led by Derek Carr, and she's always complained about one running back. Welcome to the big leagues. Leonard Fournette with 21.4 in his debut this week. Chili Slingers picked up Mike Gillisley, who got him 22.5. Jordy Nelson, Dak, Jordan Howard, Doug Baldwin all returned from last year, all scored double digits. Chili Slingers, we're going to get to this one later, but that defense.
Ooh,
starting the Pats defense.
Ooh.
Got a -5. The Pimps got 5 from their defense, the Vikings.
That's
10-point swing.
That's a math thing with that's 10.
That's 10. The margin was less than 10, which means that the difference maker was the D.
The D is always the difference maker.
Yeah.
In fantasy football, it definitely can be.
But yeah, it looks like the Pimps are right back into the swing of things where they left off last season. Strong showing. Most of their team in double-digit scoring. Just impressive week 1 for the Pimps. Nothing too flashy, but a really solid performance. Chili Slingers feel like they filled in some gaps from last season, but made some new ones. Looking a little thin at wide receiver. But Chris Hogan, only 3 points in week 1. He was expected to be a big play after Edelman goes out. Scatman, what do you think about that? Do you think it's just a week 1 fluke with the Pats' horrible week, or is this a thing going forward?
I think this is one thing where there's a lot of overreactions to week 1. Somebody might have a poor performance, and you think, oh, they're going to be down this year. Somebody breaks out, and you just don't know if that's going to continue. But for Chris Hogan and those Pats wide receivers, I think this is going to be kind of a week-to-week thing. I think some weeks it's going to be Cooks. He had 88 yards last week. Chris Hogan didn't do that well. Danny Amendola did, but Amendola always gets hurt. I think Chris Hogan, especially they're going up against that Saints defense this week, I really see Hogan having a breakout week, 15, 20-plus points this week.
I agree. And Amendola out already with a concussion, right?
Is he? That doesn't surprise me at all.
That's what I understand.
You can't count on him for anything.
Oh, well, interesting, though. It was a great matchup for the Week 1 matchup of the week.
Matchup of the week!
Were there other notable matchups we should look at from Week 1?
I think there was some brother-on-brother crime this week.
Little brother beat up big brother, and it looked ugly.
Yeah, our high scorer this week, the convicted Llamas with 186, almost discount double-upped the bro EBDBB and B.
Almost.
186 to 105. That was a beatdown. Alex Smith and Kareem Hunt, the Chiefs players leading the Llamas.
Leading the Llamas. Yeah, a lot of new team names this season.
There are.
Yeah, one other notable matchup I saw was the Niners versus the Wet Stuff on the Red Stuff. New guy in the league. Looks like he's having a hard time adapting some of the Dynasty play. We'll see how it goes continuing on.
He'll be quick to remind you he's a 3-time defending champ in Timmy's league.
Which is a league that is for, it's the biters.
It's a good league. Solid league. I've won it twice. But it ain't the big
It's AAA versus the majors.
Yeah, he's welcome to the big show here.
Welcome to the big show. I will say, though, rough Week 1 for Wet Stuff on your Red Stuff. But, not the worst performance in Week 1. We'll get to that later.
All right. Moving on here. Let's take a look. We're going to launch into a new segment here called the Dynasty Quick Hits. And this is going to be some quick things from around the league that we would want to take a look at real quick. First thing is we're going to take a look at a panicked owner's email. One Joe Hoff sent an email saying he's going into medium freakout mode, and is willing to trade anything away, and is already giving up for the season. At least that's the way I interpreted it.
That's what it seemed like.
Hopefully you got his email. He's putting up on the block Mahomes, Burkhead, Stafford, Wilson, and lots of his Devy picks. He's just looking to whore everything out and panicking his first week. The other thing I wanted to bring up real quick in our Dynasty Quick Hits is QB play this week. Man, the QBs that are supposed to be your steadfast, ones that are worth reaching for, were doing terrible. And some of your just kind of game manager guys were just doing awful. Or is that something that you're also seeing, Statman? Or am I making this up?
I mean, you had Alex Smith go into Foxborough, destroy Tom Brady. You had Sam Bradford look like Joe Montana. I mean,
man! He's getting paid like Joe Montana.
Brett Favre, he's going up against Drew Brees, who Brees is a perennial top 5 quarterback, and just Bradford was just making throws that were just unbelievable. I mean, it's just bizarre what happened. And even Andy Dalton looked terrible.
Andy Dalton definitely looked terrible.
Man, yeah. I think it's just a Week 1 thing. I think the order will be restored.
I don't want to be prejudiced here, but I'm pretty sure Andy Dalton realized he had red hair last week. Hardcore.
It caught up to him fast.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I'm a redhead. Ooh, throw 4 picks.
Yeah, that was bad. But Joel, David Johnson, the linchpin, arguably the number 1 player in fantasy football, goes down. And he's still got a solid team with, Wilson and Stafford at quarterback. Burkhead, he didn't do much, but he's a Patriots running back. He could score 20 this week. You don't know. He's got Crowell, Des Bryant, Martavis Bryant, and he's got Gronk. So definitely some talent there still on Get Off Me. A little too early to hit the full panic button. I totally understand why he's freaking out, though, with DJ going out. But simmer. I think it'll be okay.
Simmer down now.
Last thing in this quick hit segment. Panic seems to be the theme of Week 1. I also know that Wet Stuff on your Red Stuff is in panic mode and desperately looking for a running back.
Oh, man. Maybe the Panickers can make some sort of trade.
Yeah, they can talk together.
Garbage for garbage, perhaps.
Yeah.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, as they say.
And sometimes trash is just trash. And it stinks. Next up, let's move into our rewards of the week.
Our rewards?
Awards! Awards of the week. Woo! All right, let's start off with the Hershey Milk Dud of the week. Hershey Milk Dud's coming back for a 5th year. We really appreciate the long-term sponsorship. And as always, this goes to the player that was just awful, just got stuck in your teeth, feeling like crazy. And who is that one going to this week, Kamish?
Oh, this is a first for inside the Big Dynasty League. We are giving an award to a team defense.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
First time ever.
The Milk Dud Player of the Week is going to the Patriots defense, only getting -5 this week, started by the Chili Slingers. And the Chili Slingers lost by 8 points.
Man, I love the new team name, Chili Slingers. I love the chili, as you can tell. But man, that defense play. Woo,
That
terrible.
was a little rough.
Yeah. -5.
Got smacked up by Alex Smith.
Oh,
All
pretty
right.
much.
Next up, we got the Ram Pickup of the Week, brought to you by Ram Trucks. They're so tough, they're like a ram. This one always goes out to the best free agent pickup, but since it's week 1 and there wasn't a lot of pickups because we just drafted our teams, and what type of crazy person would pick people up before they even saw what their drafted team could do?
Oh, a lot of people.
Apparently a few.
Whenever wire was a hopping.
Oh, it was a hopping. But anyway, we're going to the best drafted player for week 1. And who is that going to? Statman.
Reason I brought up Alex Smith, he is your winner of the free agent, or the Ram pickup of the week for the Convicted Llamas. Drafting him. Also drafted Andrew Luck, who might not play ever again, from what they say. I have no idea what's going on with him. But either way, it doesn't matter. He's got Alex Smith back there dropping bombs, 4 touchdown passes, 300-plus passing yards on that vaunted Patriots defense. Will Alex Smith score this many points in a game the rest of the year?
No.
I think that's a safe answer. I really do.
Great week 1 start, though.
Exactly.
Worked out.
Good draft pick.
Sometimes fantasy is knowing who to play when. And I just know I've talked with Alan, owner of the Convicted Llamas. Or something Llamas.
Convicted Llamas.
Convicted Llamas, yeah.
About
how they did.
How Kansas City just sometimes has the Patriots number. They're one of the few teams who I never trust the Patriots to beat. He had the guts to start Alex Smith. I like it. Next up, we're going to our Whoopin' of the Week, brought to you by Burger King, home of the Whopper, and the new Rodeo Whopper.
It's the Rodeo King.
The Rodeo King, which is not even a Whopper, it's a King. And that one is going out to who, Kamish?
Well, the biggest whooping of the week was done by the Convicted Llamas over their brother, the EBDBB&Bs. It was an 80-point victory.
80-point win.
For the biggest whooping of the week.
Smacked them around. And we've already talked about that game quite a bit. So let's move on here to the Resurrected Team of the Week, brought to you by Lazarus Department Stores. And usually this goes to the team that comes back from a previous week loss with a great performance. We're going to a team that wasn't too good last year and came to win this year. Statman, who are you awarding this one to this week?
There's really only one option for this one. It is Unseen Academicals. They were the only non-playoff team to win this week.
Way to be Academicals.
All 5 other winners made the playoffs last year, and the only team that didn't win that made the playoffs last year was the Bourbon Barons, because they were playing the defending champ.
And it's hard to beat the defending champ. Trust me, I tried.
So Unseen Academicals, great job.
Would you say the Academicals studied for this? All right. Next up, we're going to power through these next 2. We got the Poopery Poo-Poo Team of the Week. And always goes to the team that's awful and just smells like boo. And this week, it's going to Joel Hoff, owner of Get Hoff Me, with his 68.32 points that he put up, which is low. Statman, just how low is it?
It is so low. That is the lowest score we've had in 2 years in the BDL.
2
Since
years?
2015. If you would have taken,
that's almost 50% of the league.
Ooh.
If you would have taken all punters out of the equation last year, still nobody would have scored as few points as Get Hoff Me did this week.
Man.
Not that we're trying to add fuel to that panic fire. We're not trying to do that. We just make up the awards.
All right, and our last award, real quick, let's go with the Surprise Player of the Week, brought to you by Proactive. Don't get surprise breakouts. Use Proactive. Get rid of that acne. Is going to who, Kamish?
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt.
Rookie running back started by the convicted Llamas, putting up 45 points on the Patriots defense opening game of the season.
All right, let's move into our next segment. We're going to the College Player of the Week. And by that, I mean College Player Update, because I missaid the name of the segment. And this segment is ran by the stat man, Petey Cunningham, also known in some circles as Collie McCollege Man.
Well, if we did have a College Player of the Week, it no doubt would have been Courtland Sutton this week. 8 catches, 163 yards, 4 touchdowns. The number 1 pick in our college draft.
Ooh.
Living up to the hype for the 69ers this week. He only had 2 picks in that college draft, and this was one of them, and he's definitely standing out. Huge week for him. Some other notable performers from last week were Royce Freeman, who is owned by EBDBB&B, or you, or the Convicted Llamas. I knew it was one of the Henleys. I knew it was one of them. He had the number 10 rushing yards last week with 153. A.J. Brown, big week, owned by this guy.
What? The Kamish? Clyde Randall. What?
3rd round pick last year, I believe, had number 6 in receiving yards. He had 156. I think he's number 4 for the year so far. He is balling out. And this guy also has another one. Lamar Jackson. 393 passing yards. That was the 5th most last week. Last year's Heisman winner, very real chance that he wins again.
Oh, yeah. I'm hoping he does.
He's looking good.
I hope his type of play can transition to the NFL. I'm a little worried about that. The whole running quarterback thing doesn't usually work out too well in the NFL.
There's a lot of debate. Should he move to wide receiver? I think these people just really aren't watching him play quarterback. He had 393 passing yards.
No, yeah, I'm with you.
They played North Carolina, I believe.
Yeah,
they played a legit defense.
They're nothing to shake a stick at, sir.
He makes some good throws. I just think this is just some. It's everybody just seeing the athletic quarterback. They see Braxton Miller, Terrell Pryor have made the change. I don't think Lamar Jackson needs to. I think he's going to be a dynamic Michael Vick type quarterback.
All right, and thank you for that college player update. Let's move on to this week's matchup of the week.
Matchup of the week.
This week, we are throwing down a big-time matchup. We got the current reigning champion of the Big Dynasty League, owner of the Dave Lapham Championship Trophy, Wayne Enterprises, versus the team that did really well last week, the Convicted Llamas. We got Statman versus Math Boy. Kamish, break it down for me.
All right. This matchup looks like it's going to be a doozy. However, the stat man, Wayne Enterprises, does have the edge all time in this matchup, 8-1 against the Convicted Llamas, at least against the Convicted Llamas franchise.
It's the franchise.
But let's dig into this matchup. What do we got going on here? We got Drew Brees going up against Alex Smith. We're going to have Le'Veon Bell going against Dalvin Cook. We're going to have Ezekiel Elliott going against Kareem Hunt. It's like running back Titans versus running back Titans. This game could be an all-out top-scoring matchup ever in the Big Dynasty League if you put the 2 scores together. What do you think, Statman?
I think this is a high-powered matchup. We got the establishment with Wayne Enterprises. Convicted Llamas lost to Wayne Enterprises in the playoff semifinals last year. Looking for a little bit of revenge. Had that big week 1. They got some new faces. Dalvin Cook, Kareem Hunt, Wayne Enterprises. A lot of the same with their top players this year. Allen Robinson is out for the year, but that's okay. But Stephon Diggs had a huge week 1. You wonder if Convicted Llamas can back up that week 1. High performers. I see him doing it personally. I think Wayne Enterprises, we got some work to do on our team, and I'm not totally confident. I think we're going to take a few weeks to figure out the identity of this year's edition. I like Convicted Llamas to pull this one out.
I'm going to call this a Gillette Close Shave of the Week. We'll see if it happens. or is it Dollar Shave Club Close Shave of the Week? Have we figured out that sponsorship yet?
No, we'll run with it though.
All right, whichever one of you wants to pay us the most money
from
we'll
somebody.
name the reward after you. I'm going llamas.
I'm going llamas as well. So you know what that is?
That's a sweep. All right, let's move into our 2-minute drill here, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we're going through our picks for the week. We already did the first one, the matchup of the week. We all took the llamas. Next, let's take a look here. Unseen Academicals versus Bourbon Barons. Stat Man.
Bourbon Barons.
Commish.
Ooh, man. I'm going Bourbon Barons.
I'm taking myself as always, so we're going to sweep that one. Next up, we got the EBDB B&B versus Get Off Me.
Get off me!
Which could be the pillow fight of the week, brought to you by My Pillow. The most comfortable pillow ever. That one, I'm going EBDB B&B. Statman.
Picking them too.
Commish. Ooh, EBDB and BB versus Get Off Me. I'm going EBDB and B.
Another sweep. All right, next up we got the Los Pandas Desnudo versus the San Francisco 69ers. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is getting old, but that is still a sex joke. Statman, who you taking?
69ers.
Commish, do you take yourself?
I'm taking myself.
Of course.
And you know what, Commish? I believe in you this week. I am taking the nude pandas for all that they're worth, baby. And that one is not a sweep. Mm-hmm. Next up, and last, we got the Skyline Chili Slingers versus Mr. Clutch's fake football team. Commish, who are you taking?
I'm going with the Chili Slingers.
Oh, snap. Statman?
You know, love me some Skyline Chili Slingers.
I am breaking from the crowd here, and I believe in you, Bryce, because I know you still sling that chili. You don't just have the name. I'm going Mr. Clutch's fake football team, baby.
Is it weird, real quick, is it weird that the Skyline Chili Slingers, their owner doesn't even sling chili right now?
Is it weird that they have a sponsored name?
Is it weird that we missed a matchup in this 2-minute drill?
Maybe. Which one did we miss?
Scarlet Pimp! Wet stuff versus the
wet stuff on the wet stuff.
Defending champ. Or a
previous champ.
Hey.
Former champ.
Not defending anymore.
Yeah.
All right, I apologize. Statman, who you taking? Pimps or the wet stuff?
I'm taking the Pimps.
Commish.
I'm going Pimps!
I'm going Pimps!
That's a sweep!
All right, so that is our 2-minute drill. And next up, we're going to a new segment brought to you by the commissioner of this great league, the Commish, Clyde Randall Waters, and that is the question of the week.
That's right. Here it is, the question of the week. I'll post this question out on our league poll, and you all can weigh in on there, and we'll see where this goes. But seeing how one of the quick hits, hot topics of the week has been panicking in week 1, the question is, who is more likely to make the playoffs after a horrible week 1? The panicking Get Off Me, or the frenzy and frenetic what stuff on your red stuff?
That's a good question.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going with the wet stuff on your red stuff.
Ooh,
they got a lot
the
of
new guy.
They got a lot of playoff experience. I think it's going to take them a few weeks to figure this out, but they will badger people until they submit and take a trade just to keep them quiet. And I believe that will be in their favor and they will win.
All right. Well, I'm intrigued to see what all of you think, so go look for the poll. I'll have it posted. Also, don't forget to submit all your fantasy pool picks this week.
There's money on the line for that, so everyone should do it.
Don't be like Statman, the only one to miss last week. Now I know he was in a hurricane and couldn't submit his picks.
Rocking like a hurricane.
I mean, I would have done it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us. Week 1 of Inside the Big Dynasty League. Remember, get your pick-ins. Stay safe. If you get hungry, eat something. And have fun playing fantasy football. Goodbye.
And good luck.